Good day, Professor. My name is Kaushalya and I'm from Kanapathy. My matric number is 272011. Today I'm going to present about my thesis, which is the entrepreneurial intention and its influencing factor among child students in University Utara, Malaysia. First chapter in the thesis is introduction, and in introduction there are 8 parts. However, I am only going to present 3 parts of it due to the time limit. In problem statement, the main purpose of this research is to evaluate the association between risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the College of Arts and Science undergraduate in UUM. There are 4 research objectives in this thesis. The first one is to examine the demographic characteristics of child students in UUM. The second one is to examine whether gender difference affect risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the child student. The third one is to examine whether different academic schools affect risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the child student. The last one is to examine whether risk-taking propensity, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial education have significant relationship with entrepreneurial intention among the child student. The research question shown is based on the research objective of the research. Second chapter of this thesis is literature review, and I am only going to present about the research hypothesis in it. Research hypotheses have been created for 3 objectives in this research. There are null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. For objective 2, the null hypothesis is there is no significant difference of variables such as risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the gender. The alternative hypothesis is there is a significant difference of variables such as risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the gender. For objective 3, the null hypothesis is there is no significant difference of variables such as risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the different academic schools in CHAS. The alternative hypothesis is there is a significant difference of variables such as risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the different academic schools in CHAS. For objective 4, the null hypothesis is there is no significant relationship among risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the child student. The alternative hypothesis is there is a significant relationship among the risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention among the child student. The third chapter of this thesis is methodology. There are 9 parts in it. I will be focused on research framework and also the data analysis technique. Research framework show the link between independent variables such as risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, and need for achievement with the dependent variable, which is the entrepreneurial intention. 5 data analysis techniques have been used to do this research. Those are the frequency analysis, descriptive analysis, independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA, and lastly the correlation test. Chapter 4 of the thesis is finding and discussion. This chapter consists of chapter introduction, response. Chapter SPSS to urgent 25 is being used to do the analysis. The null hypothesis testing has been provided whether it is accepted or rejected. The analysis include frequency analysis, descriptive, cross-tabulation, t-test, ANOVA, and also the correlation test. As per the table shown, the response rate of the respondent is 96.67, where total of 60 questionnaire has been distributed and 58 from it have been answered. 3 analyses have been used to do the research objective 1. The first one is frequency analysis. Table beside me shows the result of the finding. Based on the table, the majority respondents are from age group of 22 until 25, which is 75.9%, and there is 0 respondents from 30 to 33 age group. Majority gender of the respondent is female, which is 58.6%. For the race of the respondent, Indians are the majority of respondent, which is 39.7%. and the least are Malay respondent, which is 25.9%. The majority CGPA of the respondent is second upper class, which is 60.3%, and then the least one is from second lower class, which is only 3.6%. Majority of respondents are from School of Computing, which is 15.5%, and the minority of the respondents are from School of Language, Civilization and Philosophy, which is 8.6%. For the descriptive analysis, school has the highest mean and standard deviation. The mean of the school is 4.02 and the standard deviation is 2.081. Meanwhile, gender has the lowest mean, which is 1.41, and the age has the lowest standard deviation, which is 0.484. First cross tabulation is between age and gender. For the age group 22 until 25, the majority are female respondent, which is 27 responded. For the second cross tabulation is between CGPA and gender. For the CGPA of second upper class, majority are male respondent, which is 18 responded. For the objective 2, independent sample t-test has been used. Female has higher mean for the variables such as risk-taking propensity, need for achievement, and entrepreneurial intention. Meanwhile, male has higher mean for entrepreneurial education. P-value for risk-taking propensity is 0.330. Next, for need for achievement, the p-value is 0.850. Thirdly, for entrepreneurial education, the p-value is 0.490. Lastly, for the entrepreneurial intention, the p-value is 0.156. Since the p-value of all the variables are more than 0.05, the null hypothesis of all the variables is accepted, which is there is no significant difference of variables among the gender. For objective 3, one-way ANOVA test has been done. The p-value of risk-taking propensity is 0.638. The p-value for entrepreneurial education is 0.320. The need for achievement have p-value of 0.454, and lastly entrepreneurial intention have p-value of 0.157. All these variables shows p-value more than 0.05. Thus, null hypothesis for all these variables is accepted, which is there is no significant difference of the variables among the different schools in charts. For objective 4, the null hypothesis is there is no significant relationship between risk-taking propensity, entrepreneurial education, need for achievement, and the entrepreneurial intention among the CHAS student. Based on the Pearson correlation test, the risk-taking propensity have no significant relationship with entrepreneurial intention because the p-value is more than 0.01, which is 0.025. Thus, the null hypothesis is accepted. This study shows a contrast result with previous studies, which they prove that risk-taking propensity have significant relationship with entrepreneurial intention. Entrepreneurial education and need for achievement have significant positive relationship with entrepreneurial intention because the p-value is less than 0.01. The p-value for the entrepreneurial education is 0.001 and the p-value for need for achievement is 0. This result is same as previous studies result, which they prove that both the variables have influence on entrepreneurial intention. In chapter 5, I am only going to present about the recommendation and also the policy implication. This study would like to recommend UEM management to encourage and increase the chances for the student to involve themselves in competitions related to entrepreneurship. This will increase their desire to win and also increase their intention to do business. Next, UEM should maintain their effort to invite business executives to give speech in order to motivate the student to involve themselves in business. Lastly, UEM management also should continue providing business chances for the student since they have cooperative entrepreneurship development institutes. For the future research, it is recommended to analyze additional elements that influencing the entrepreneurial intention among the student. Other than that, future research should involve more respondents from schools other than CHAS. For policy implication, this study can be helpful for the student to understand more about entrepreneurship, and in future they can utilize the topic covered in this research to improve their business skill. Next, this study can be a reason for the UEM management to increase and conduct more competition related to entrepreneurship in order to boost students' desire to achieve something. This is because need for achievement play a major role in influencing entrepreneurial intention among the student based on the result. This is all from me.